Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, we're back against the spread in what could be our final season, which almost seems like every year, Aaron.
Off-season in flux, a little tension between the ATS boys. I think we're starting to figure it out. We got past our compliance 19 issues, but there's always a little hangover there. We'll see how that goes. How'd this off-season go, John?
Well, a lot of trades, a lot of controversy, and one three-time champion?
I think it's cute.
I know it's sexy.
I know I'm sexy. I've got the look. The drives are going wild. I've got the move. That really move 'em. I said chill. Up and down their spine. I'm just a sexy boy.
All right, John, as you said, a busy off-season, a lot of trades, and let's start at the very top with the West Canaan Coyotes. Completely turned over their keepers. They go for Rashad White, they bring in Joe Mixon, and then they reach out to Murphy's Law and grab Sam Laporta too.
It's a complete overhaul there. Not really sure they know what they're doing. Probably forecasted on a couple episodes of Doink of the Week, if I had to guess. No!
It would be similar to previous seasons if he was.
This
John.
is a betting show for the West Canine Coyotes to lead the league in Doinks of the Week. You can take them now at even money. Week 1, you're probably looking at around minus 250, minus 300. So, other trades of the league, Monty was on the move to AGS. And we've got the big one, Josh Allen in a deal going to the Gotham Rogues. And I guess it was a game of chess between him and the real deal, and he just went to the nearest pawn.
He sure did, John. And some controversy surrounding it. I don't know if my timestamps are not lining up or something, but it looks to me like that Josh Allen trade was possibly made before the Justin Jefferson trade. And it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me, John.
And that's something that has been going on for years. And right here on this show, we are going to look into that with our very own James D. report.
Greetings, my fellow MFL owners, and welcome to the James D. Report. Now, what I have laid before you is a fact-finding mission, one centered around real deal owner Josh Coons and his trading habits, if you will. Now, this is merely a fact-finding mission. The purpose of the James D. Report is to neither convict or exonerate Mr. Coons. Simply display the facts as shown before you in messages from nearly all 12 MFL members, and let you, the sanctioning body of the MFL, decide for yourselves if Mr. Coons has in fact tampered, been questionable, or been very Jewish about his trades.
Now, we may as well start with the trade that sparked this whole report in the first place. The Justin Jefferson, Josh Allen deals executed on June 25th. Now, we have text messages proving that Josh Coons was in contact with several owners about several players which he was yet to acquire. Now, you've got messages with Rob Hood, Coyotes owner here. Would you be interested in trading for Lamar or Josh Allen if you didn't have to trade a first-round pick? Josh has neither of those players at this moment. We'll come over here to AGS. Would you be interested in JJ? All right, here's the opportunity. Justin Jefferson and late picks TBD. For Lamar, the number 2 pick, 2-1. I don't know, it doesn't matter. Josh's head is all messed up. It's a big ask. But Josh is simultaneously here trying to deal JJ for Lamar. At the same time, he's dealing with Slice of Zeiss. Allen, number 5, number 12, and 2025 third. For JJ, a 7th, 10th, and 25 8th. That's one idea. I'm trying to think of a 2-year spread, but without a second, it's tough. So I debate the following.
Allen, number 4, Dave's 3rd, 2025 first. It doesn't matter. The point is, Josh just keeps sending deals. He's sending deals to Slice of Zeiss. He's sending deals to the Gotham Rogues, quite obviously. He's sending deals to AGS. He's even sending deals to the West Canaan Coyotes and HSU comebacks. All at the same time. He does not yet have the player. But when he does acquire the player, we have this damning message between the real deal and the HSU comebacks. HSU comebacks. What you pay for Allen? It was part of a Jefferson deal, which will be posted soon. So Josh, at this point in the messages, has executed a trade. He has traded Justin Jefferson for Josh Allen, and he has not yet informed the league. In fact, he's asked Slice of Dice to hold. He said, hold on, before we announce the deal, can I make another deal and move this guy? Can I flip him? So he's trying simultaneously to trade Josh Allen to the HSU Comebacks and to the Gotham Rogues.
Now, this is only one example of the way Josh likes to deal in trades. I bring you to Exhibit B.
Last season, we have messages between Josh and Rob Hood and the Coyotes, Josh and the Boondoggle Boys, Josh and Murphy's Law, all at the same time, happening at the same time. This is important.
And between the West Cannon Coyotes and the Boondoggle Boys, they're getting copy and paste messages. So we have to the West Cannon Coyotes, I have a wild idea of a deal if James replies. Let me know what you think. And then he continues to discuss players and picks. The Boondoggle Boys, copy and paste. I have a wild idea of a deal if James replies. Let me know what you think. The same players are being discussed. You come over to Murphy's Law. The offer is completely different from the players being discussed down here. For Murphy's Law, the offer is Nico Collins and Donta Foreman for Pacheco. Finishing up a deal now for Nico. Offering me a player before the trade has even been executed.
And then trying to turn around and trade some of those same players to both the Coyotes and to the Boondoggle Boys. Now, is it illegal? Not for me to say. I will say, Josh likes to toe the line here. He can get himself into a real sticky situation if he gets multiple yeses at the same time. Now, nobody says yes to Josh like that, because he's Josh. But the precedent he's setting is potentially dangerous.
Now, as we continue to explore these messages between Josh and other league members, we do start to notice some questionable patterns emerge. Josh seems to be showing some very narcissistic tendencies. He does a lot of over-explaining, a lot of multiple messages in a row, almost to the point where it borders on harassment. Let's take a look at Josh's messages to the HSU Comebacks and Chris Hardigan. He starts these off on back-to-back days. All right, boss, ... I've got a question for you. No response from Chris.
The next day, all right, sir, all caps, ... Here's your chance. Do we need to talk to our fellow league members this way? Let's look at these messages. Right here. To the Watermelon Bandits. Morning Joe. I'm going to propose a fun one solely because I think there's good value for both of us. Do you think there's good value for both of them in that trade? It doesn't matter. Multiple messages, paragraphs long, no response from Joe. Let's look at the Rebellion. Right here, he's complaining. These are multiple messages in a row about people not trading with him. They start right here, they end right here, rather. I'm fully convinced there's a league convo about not trading with me before this year's draft. And I will not have any of it. I feel like everybody's traded with Josh, yet he constantly has to take up this stance that everyone's against him. What is going on here?
And finally, the penultimate question. What about the dealings in 2015 between Mr. Josh Coons and Mr. Rogers' neighborhood, John Furka, who decided that year he was going to leave? He traded Josh, the #1 overall running back for multiple years, Le'Veon Bell, for peanuts. Now, we reached out to Mr. Furka for comment. Unfortunately, he was unavailable. But everybody knows that these actions started back then. He got away with it once, and then he kept pushing the envelope until he has started to, it's basically showing what I would call addict behavior. Now, it's not the point of the James D. report to, as I said, convict or exonerate Mr. Coons. I'm just relaying the facts. We will, however, suggest sanctions. Now, at this point, you've seen the evidence. You've seen the way he treats, and you've dealt with it yourself. You know how he deals with other league members. We're going to suggest simple sanctions. Now, I think there should be a general shunning of Josh just in the league in general. If we want to do a trade embargo, I think if we were to put a full trade embargo on the Real Deal for a year, we could potentially impose that. But I do think that the most important penalty out of the whole thing should be that any offers for non-rostered players and picks should be subject to immediate veto. Now, I leave this in the hands of you, MFL members, to do the right thing and keep our illustrious league great.
Wow, another absolutely captivating piece of work by James D with the James D Report. He always does a great job with that, John.
He really does. He does his due diligence, and I'm sure there's going to be a ruling coming down, as the commissioner gets his hands on it. And, this type of behavior is just not acceptable in the league, really. So we're going to kind of shift to something that we've talked about. There's been a majority of the teams who have kept their name from inception of the league. There's been a few who've changed often, and there's a few who probably should. So we're going to round out our top 3 teams most likely to change their name. Aaron.
Starting right at the top, bit of a surprise as the favorite. We have the Gotham Rogues at plus 100 to make the team name change this year. We've heard rumblings of maybe going to the Gotham Pawns would be very fitting for a guy like that. Looking down the list, next we have the Watermelon Bandits. Not surprising, this seems to be a common occurrence with this guy.
Up, down, more often down than up. Not long before he changes the name. It's just a matter of when, not if. And our third one, a man whose brain nobody can seem to understand. He's in, he's out, he's left, he's right, he's buying, he's selling. What the fuck is he doing? We don't know. That's right, we're going with the real deal at plus 450 to just have an episode and change their team name. If you guys want to get these bets in, you can look over to your left right there. We have your book taker. The guy who just drafted Greg Kittle.
Or Eddie Sanders.
So why don't you guys chew on that?
Eddie Lacy, serve up.
Hi, what's up, Cheryl? Eddie Lacy here. This cameo is for your MFL league, and I just want to say that Cheryl's egg sandwich hit the spot. It was fire.
When you talk about getting into the big leagues of fantasy football, MFL comes to mind. And we're one of the best. Why is that, Aaron?
Well, John, there's a few reasons actually. Number 1, no flex position.
How about no PPR?
Love it. And it's consistency like that just makes this league the absolute best.
It's that and our sponsors. We're grateful for our sponsors, show commercials, and the sponsor of this draft, Cheryl's Deli.
I'm hungry. I could go for some low-quality deli meat. Just jump off the pad. Half the meat. I know a guy. It should be a
Have you recently bought multiple sandwiches from some dude's apartment?
Sandwich.
Have you paid Miami prices for Alabama quality sandwiches?
Sandwich.
Have you recently gotten listeria from someone that refuses to send back their boar's head meats?
Sandwich.
You may be titled to a cash settlement. Call Big Nick One Lawyers now.
It is time for our favorite part of the show. Opening day kickoff show. It was done in time for you guys. We're going to jump right into our 2024 predictions. Aaron.
Who's in or who's out? And John, I'd like to start right from the top. Who's getting that bye week, first week of the playoffs? And it's none other than the West Canaan Coyotes grabbing that top spot. They're on to the second round.
Predicting a strong draft for Robert upcoming here within the next few minutes. Who's got our 2? None other than Deuces Wild. He's going to be our second place finisher in 2024.
Mainstay in this league, just a perennial contender.
Can't bet against Mahomes.
Can't
do it.
Next, we have our reigning champ coming back. We have Utes Rebellion making their way back into the playoffs in the 3 seed. Kind of expected here, Sean.
And obviously, big mainstay. Not sure he has such a successful year again, but we will see. Great keepers. Always a great drafter. Now a little bit of a surprise. Getting our 4 seed. One of the new guys. The HSU comeback sneak in. And not only do they sneak in, they grab the 4 with a great draft coming up here. Aaron, how do you think the rest of it shakes out?
Wow. Wow. Was not expecting that. You threw me off there a little bit. Well, next, it's another perennial, just contender year in, year out. Had a rough year last year, but I think AGS, I think they come back strong. I think they get into that next seed, that 5 seed there.
AGS coming up right here in a few short moments. 1-2 in the draft. That's going to disappoint some people, but we will see. For our 6, been really knocking on the door for 15 years, just knocking. Consistency. Sergio Garcia finally gets it home, right? Maybe this is the year. Gotham Rogues, with no team name change, get in as the 6.
Wow. I love it. I love it.
What's that? One more, right?
That leaves one more. And who could that be? None other than Murphy's Law, sneaking in that final spot and getting into the playoffs. I think they might make a little run to the championship. Could this be 2020 all over again? Minus asterisk?
What the fuck is we proving? Shooters shooting at students. 36 in my Ruger. Clip as long as a ruler.
We don't know, but stay tuned. Everybody, thank you for tuning in. This has been another great episode. We are back for the 2024 season. If there's any suggestions, you want to be a part of anything, you want to be a guest on the show, or you want to tweet at us, you know where we're at. Get involved. We love it. We love participation. Good luck to everybody in the draft this year.
That's ATS_MFL. Fellas, enjoy the draft.
Stand clear of the closing doors, please.